All right, the next question is, I just recently read the Battleplan 3.0 that I got last year. I didn't realize it wasn't recommended to do a multi-tier syndication network for a blog. It's okay if you did it, though. It's not going to hurt, provided you add additional content feeds to your second tier triggers. We talk about that a lot. We have help files on our knowledge base. So anyways, since I had already purchased it and I had it connected, what is the best way to continue using it? Disconnect the tiers, syndicate other content to the additional tiers. That's it right there. Syndicate other content to the additional tiers. Should I just curate other content and post it to the 3 blogs of tier 1 and they will syndicate out to the other tiers? I wouldn't do that just because that's a lot of manual work unless you got somebody doing it for you. I would just recommend, again, you can go to, in fact, I'm just going to walk you through this really quick. Go to, I think it's support.semanticmastery.com, right? I'm going to show you where you can find help files about this. Go to the knowledge base. And if you go into Syndication Academy right here, and you take a look at the multi-tiered, there's several different help files in here that I talk about, like, for example, how does syndication work with the tiered networks? How do tiered IFTTT networks work? You can go through here and there's some really detailed training that I've put in here about how to do this. Like, for example, an explainer video and all that kind of stuff. Long story short, just go add some related content feeds to your second tier trigger points, right? So that's your second tier IFTTT accounts that are going to publish to, or that are going to publish out to the second tier networks, essentially. What you want to do is find related content feeds. You want to add additional applets in those IFTTT accounts that trigger to publish to the second tier networks, and you want to put them in. What I recommend is a minimum of 2 additional content feeds per network. So if there's 3 second tier networks, you're going to want a minimum of 6 additional feeds, 2 per network or 2 per syndication ring. Does that make sense? However, you got to keep in mind that, remember, depending on what types of content feeds you're using, some content feeds publish an excessive amount. You don't want to do that because you could possibly have your second tier networks, especially the blog accounts, terminated for over publishing. So there are ways to throttle that down a little bit. For example, you can add in an IFTTT, when you create an applet with using an RSS feed as the trigger, you can add a filter that only allows items that contain a particular keyword, for example, for it to publish or for it to pass. In other words, trigger the syndicate, trigger the applet to fire. Okay, so you just have to be careful. Make sure that the related content feeds that you're going to use to trigger the second tier networks, to add additional content to them. Just be aware of what types of content are publishing on those feeds, how often they publish, that kind of stuff, so that you can throttle it down if needed to. Okay. Also, one other thing very briefly is Damon Nelson's RSS Masher is a fantastic tool for that kind of stuff. And again, I don't even have an affiliate link for that. Just go look up RSS Masher and check it out. It's we did a promotion with him. It's a great tool for creating spliced feeds that give you so much more control over what the output side of the feed is. So in other words, you could splice, 5 or 6 really related feeds in, but then you can use the RSS Masher to actually strip out parts of, strip code out or insert code into the feeds and do all kinds of really cool marketing things that make beautiful syndicated posts from other people's content. So that's something you should look into. Okay. Comments, guys?